Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth 2. Yo, we have got to be coming to something here, but we've just found out new information at the end of this. I guess this isn't the first time this has happened, but still. If the autopsy reports you gave to Sebastian had been authentic, then the error should not have been there. So we're questioning now Dr. Bonnie Young, asking her why the autopsy report was incorrect, because we've just found out information. Wait a minute, I didn't do anything. Yeah, no shit. That is what we'll figure out from this point on. First, Dr. Young, I'd like to hear your testimony. Why do you want to hear her testimony? It would be pointless. I will be the one who decides whether or not it's pointless, not you. Oh shit. Oh, Edgeworth mad. There are patients waiting for us. But Granny, ow! Anyway, we don't have time for this. Is there any way I could convince you? This is of the utmost importance. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, Granny says she'll testify. So please, try to finish this quickly. If we don't return soon, there'll be people in terrible suffering. Yeah, I get it. I mean, she's a doctor. She's kind of important. And yet, you were lollygagging on the platform earlier. Oh, come on. I mean, they deserve a little break. I promise you this won't take long. Only if she tells me the truth, of course. Do you think she will, though? Who knows? Because we don't really know that much about these two characters. Like, we don't know for sure if they're going to tell the truth. We've barely actually talked to them. Error in the autopsy report, okay. There are no mistakes in Granny's autopsy reports. I've been working with corpses longer than you've been alive. Right? There's no way I'd make a mistake in writing the autopsy report. Ow! I got nothing to gain from falsifying the autopsy report, is what she says. See? There's nothing strange at all. That was it? Wait, that was it. Wait, what? What? All she said was no. That whole time. What the fuck? Yes, that's right, you know. There's no way she would falsify it, you see. Under the name of the goddess of law, do you swear that this testimony is the truth? Of course. Granny would never tell a lie. Objection! Well, apparently we're gonna have to find one in there. We were asking Dr. Young. We do not need to hear from a third party. Does she talk, though? I'm not a third party. I'm on Granny's side. If you raise an objection to my testimony, you'd best prepare yourself. You ex-prosecutor. Oh shit, Granny, what? Granny, say it ain't so. Why are you gonna fuck with me like this, though? I will definitely expose the contradiction in the autopsy report. Alright, well, I guess that's what we're doing. By pressing everything. Granny, I don't know if I want your butt today, I'm just saying. Alright. There are no mistakes in Granny's autopsy report. Okay, we're just pressing it all. So, you're saying there's no way Dr. Young could have made a mistake? Of course. Doctors can't afford to make mistakes. This is a world where just one misdiagnosis can end a long career. Well, I know that my Granny, at least, would never. If I did something like that, you think they'd still let me run a hospital? Oh, that's what she says, okay. I've been working with corpses longer than you've been alive. Listen, let's not put my age into this, but let's talk about that for a minute. So, in your long career, you've never once made a mistake? Yeah, that doesn't seem likely. A doctor's only as good as the length of their track record. I thought that was going somewhere else. If you feel like screenshotting that later, you know, be my guest. If we're just talking about a lengthy track record, that former chief prosecutor has one too. Oh, oh, this is good. Oh, I see some Twitter screenshots in our future. Yes, I do, with certain things cut out of them. Just saying. And yet his actual abilities don't seem to measure up. I hope you're not the same as well. Damn, she just... Damn! Oh, that's a low blow, you know. But you know, Edgeworth, I don't make mistakes either, you see. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Because you see, before I can make a mistake, those around me will have already made it instead. You see, I don't have time for mistakes. It's quite amazing, you know. It must be karma. What is happening right now? You can't compare a chief prosecutor with a doctor. You really can't. I kind of agree with that statement, at least. There's no way I'd make a mistake in writing the autopsy report. Ouch. The fact that she hit her in the head while saying this makes me think that something's wrong with this statement. Let's press it. The victim wore this raincoat after suffering a blow to the head. And yet, there was not a single drop of blood on the front of the raincoat. Therefore, it is impossible for the head wound to have been post-mortem.
Well, ow! I don't need you to tell me that. That's what I wrote down from the very beginning.
What do you mean you wrote it down? The autopsy report says the head wound was post-mortem.
Why does it say that?
That's completely different. Why did she just get hit out of nowhere?
Yeah. I relayed to Karen what to put down in the autopsy report. After that, it was none of my beeswax.
Relayed to Karen. Please elaborate on that. Uh-oh.
I relayed everything to Karen. After that, it was none of my beeswax.
it was none of my beeswax. It's just so funny. Wait a minute, though. Do we know who wrote the thing? Does it say? It doesn't say anything, right? It just says the doctor, does it not?
Findings of the coroner, Dr. Young. It has her name on it.
Let's look closer. Yeah, coroner, Dr. Bonnie Young. I was actually gonna look and see if, like, it had maybe Karen's name on it and I didn't notice. What do we do? So, did Karen write it down wrong? And if so, do I present this to maybe I have to present it to show them that it's... Maybe she just doesn't know that it was written wrong. Let's try it. Oh, I think I just fucked up. Wait, maybe not? The music didn't stop. Dr. Young, please confirm what this autopsy report says with your own eyes. Can you even see, honey? You got some big old glasses there.
I'll read it for you. Ow!
Wait a minute. Wait, so the doctor did it correctly, but Karen fucked it up? Or did she do it on purpose? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This autopsy report wasn't written by me.
What? What do you mean? Oh, shit. I had a feeling this was gonna happen. Oh, no, Karen, what did you do? Oh, shit. Okay, there's some kind of beatdown happening here.
I don't know. But Granny, I can't say that.
You better do it. She's gonna beat your ass. What is happening right now?
Miss Jensen, if you are trying to keep the truth in the dark, then... In place of the goddess of law, I shall hear your confession.
Judge Courtney's talking with Dr. Young in private.
What? Is that true? Understood. I shall convey your words to everyone else, Dr. Young. I properly relayed the autopsy report orally to that child. It seems my granddaughter must have mucked it up when she was writing it down. Wow! She mimicked her voice perfectly.
Oh, was I supposed to do that? Oops. Well, I didn't. I didn't know. There was no need for her to go that far, though. Ooh, so Judge Courtney is maybe a little bit of a voice actress, too, is she? In other words, the contents of the autopsy report had been falsified. Wait, by your hand, Miss Jensen. It's on purpose, is it? Uh-oh.
Oh, With that, we've proven that the wound on her head came first, followed by her chest wound.
Okay.
Miss Jensen, why did you falsify the autopsy report?
Who's holding it? Why are we holding it? What do you want? Man, get out of here. Don't you have something to burn down? Hold on a second. She never said she falsified it, you know. She just made a teeny tiny mistake when she wrote it down. Postmortem and antemortem sound kind of similar, you know. She's a fucking nurse, dude. And surely she has ears. She heard what she was supposed to write. I don't think so. They're complete opposites. That's the very definition of falsification.
Miss Jensen, why would you lie? Kay, ow! I want you to tell me too. Why would you do something like that? Oh, Granny. But I...
How you gonna get out of this one? What did you fucking do? Because you falsified the autopsy report, Kay fell under suspicion. Tell me why you did it.
I can't say. I just can't say it.
Not I don't want to say, but I can't.
You're all a bunch of bullies, you know. Oh, that's rich coming from you. You tried to put it up my ass in the fucking jail. Man, shut the fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little too heated. Shut up, man. Ganging up on this poor girl who loves her grandmother so. She's probably your fucking accomplice. I'm calling this right now. I'm calling it now. You probably swayed her into doing something. She's totally unrelated to this. I think we can forgive her for one tiny mistake. I think not. What have you done? That won't do. Aren't you the one with the most to lose if she testifies? Yes? Huh? What are you saying? You see, as a former prosecutor, you'll have to speak a little more clearly, you know? Wow. You know what? You're not gonna get to me, dude. Very well. As you wish, I shall answer clearly. Get him, Edgeworth. Miss Jensen played an essential role in this case. What did I just frickin' say? What did I just say? Oh, shit! So she was an accomplice. Yo, I called it. That's the only thing that makes sense. Miss Jensen falsified the autopsy report in order to assist the true culprit. Ouch! This girl is an accomplice? What's your basis for that claim? It was impossible for a single person to commit this crime in the first place. It actually was. Crime could not have been committed without at least 2 people, namely because the victim couldn't have been moved. The number of people wouldn't matter. The number of people! Didn't they say that there was the same number of people were still in the auction after the fact? And that's what threw everybody off too. That's gotta be it. If the conductor was the culprit and one of the auction guests was the victim, it would contradict the witness's testimony that there were 11 people after the incident. What now? Y'all got a problem with my testimony? No. Not at all. Rather, it's because I believe your testimony. That's why an accomplice must exist. So you still won't admit that your reasoning is wrong? It's not wrong, bitch. Up until now, we had not even considered the possibility of an accomplice. However, if there had been an accomplice, it changes the entire story completely. If the accomplice took the murdered auction guest's place, then the number of people remains 11. What are you gonna say to that? Oh, you mad now, huh? Ooh, I see now, so that's what you're thinking. But you know, wouldn't that have been quickly discovered? How so? Miss Jensen and the victim have similar physiques. If she wore the victim's mask, she could have easily taken her place. Oh my god, I see. Miss Jensen, did you switch places with the victim? I wouldn't. Who was the conductor? In other words, tell me who the true culprit was. I can't. I mean, that would also cause trouble for Granny. Ow! But Granny... I will accept whatever wrongs you may have done. Just tell me everything. She wants her to say the truth. Oh, Granny's really good, actually. Granny! Oh, what? Oh, girl. Oh, shit. Be looking like a troll doll. As I thought, it appears you really were the accomplice. Miss Jensen, why? Oh, shit, what do we do now? Miss Jensen, would you please tell us? Yes. It's okay, Granny. I'm fine now. I switched places with the victim, Miss Crane. So you admit to being the conductor's accomplice? Yes. I helped out the conductor. I don't really know why, but for some reason, the conductor was expecting to be attacked by Miss Crane. The conductor expected an attack from the victim. They were so sure it was going to happen that they came up with a plan to counter it. A way to beat the victim at her own game. And that's when I was called in. Well, I was told to wait in the storeroom before the auction began. What's happening? Whoa there, you ain't fooling my eyes. If you was waiting in the storeroom, I reckon I would have bumped into you. After all, I'd been up in that storeroom the entire auction. I'm telling the truth. I wonder about that, you know. Can we really believe a girl who would falsify a report? Oh, he's gonna throw her under the bus now. Of course he is. There should have been many places to hide in that storeroom.
Then by all means tell me, where did our little nurse hide? The place in the storeroom where Miss Jensen was hid was... Oh! My god! It's this, isn't it? That's why Lotta didn't see her. Sorry about the gasp, that sometimes happens.
This would mean that Lotta didn't see her and that was the truth.
Oh, shit! She hid inside this costume trunk. A costume trunk, eh?
Yeah, that's what I said. Ah, now that you mention it, that box was already there before I snuck in. I figured I would hide in there myself, but it was wrapped up nice and tight with a chain. Well, and it was locked too, so I had to give up.
I suspect that when you sneaked into the room, Miss Jensen was already inside the trunk.
Yes, it would have been bad if one of the guests from the auction had opened the lid. Well, after instructing me to hide inside, the conductor wrapped a chain around the costume trunk. I think they went downstairs using the lift shortly thereafter. Jesus Christ! Why did you trust somebody to lock you in that thing, though? It doesn't make any sense. It was right before the auction.
Okay. So then when the auction began, only you and Miss Hart were in the storeroom.
Yes, that should be right.
Right, okay.
The auction had been going on as...
The auction had been going on as usual, but when a certain participant made the winning bid, the conductor committed the crime. Miss Hart must have heard the altercation that occurred then.
You betcha. Oh, I was trembling behind that there statue the whole time through.
Following the altercation, Jill Crane was murdered.
Right.
After killing Jill Crane, the conductor carried her body to the costume trunk. And Miss Jensen, who had been hiding in the trunk, was made to take Miss Crane's place. The victim's body was placed inside the costume trunk. The conductor then took Miss Jensen, who had been made to look like Jill Crane,
Back downstairs.
and returned to the auction hall as if nothing had happened.
Oh shit, okay.
Was this roughly what happened in the storeroom during the incident?
Yes, that's right. Well, pulling the old switcheroo with one of the auction guests, ain't that impossible? That gal and the murder victim are two completely different people. Well, don't you reckon one of the other participants would have noticed and caused a ruckus? Not if they were wearing masks and coats and voice changers.
No, not at all.
The reason they didn't notice the switch was because she stole the victim's clothes. She used it has to be the clothes in this case, because the name and the acting really didn't mean anything with all the other cover-ups that everybody had. So it has to be the clothes.
From what I can tell, Miss Jensen and the victim appeared to have a similar physique. Furthermore, there was a rule requiring a mask to be worn during the auction. If their clothes were the same, I doubt anyone would have noticed that she was a different person.
Yes, I blended right in. Well, I borrowed Miss Crane's clothes and... Ow! You must have embarrassed the dead like that.
Oh shit, Granny getting... Yeah, Granny, you right though?
I know. I also thought it was pretty heartless to leave her exposed like that. So when the conductor wasn't looking, I covered her up in the raincoat that was for auction.
That's how that happened. Okay. She took off her clothes. She didn't want to leave her there in her underwear and stuff because it's just awful. So she at least had the good graces to cover her up with the coat. So she was the one who put the red raincoat on the victim. And then the auction resumed as if nothing had happened.
Well, I reckon I took the picture of her in the red raincoat after that.
That's right.
That'd make all the facts line up.
Sure would. Except for a couple things.
Well, after I took the photo, I went over to the lift to sneak a peek down below. Well, I witnessed the 11 participants, and then I hightailed it back behind the statue.
Don't tell me. You were hiding there the entire time until we found you?
Oh, nah. That's... well, how should I put it?
What is it? Did something happen?
Well, I didn't mention it before, but after I might have dozed off a little.
Oh no.
Well, to be more precise, I fainted. Well, something like that.
Something did happen?
Well, it ain't no big deal. Well, it's kind of embarrassing to say, though. Well, there was this huge thump, like all of a sudden, and I was a little surprised by that.
Well, it was right after I had just witnessed a murder, so like I was shaking in my boots. My heart sort of tightened up and I was off to La La Land. When I woke up, it was already the next day around the time y'all came by the storeroom.
I see. So there was a large sound. Miss Hart, I take it you do not know what transpired in the storeroom beyond this point.
Well, I guess, after the auction, all the masks were properly returned. So I reckon the participants had exited through the storeroom just like I done said.
Miss Jensen, what were your actions after the auction resumed? What are you thinking, Miles? What's happening here? What's wrong?
I took the victim's place and participated in the auction. The conductor instructed me to win the bid for the costume trunk, because the body was inside it. Well, it would have been bad if another auction guest won the bid for it.
Right, I see. So that was set up, of course. You didn't realize that the box was empty.
No, we only found out when I came up to the storeroom to pay the bill. The conductor was with me and told me to go search for her immediately. And then, I found another girl collapsed in front of the ladder.
That must have been Kay. Yeah. Kay.
Yes, she probably fell down from the roof and lost consciousness. Well, maybe the victim left the hatch open when she went up to the rooftop?
I understand now.
Oh, I think I'm getting it too. Okay.
Kay was surprised at seeing the collapsed victim and did not open the hatch, or she didn't notice it. She must have missed her footing and fell down into the storeroom.
She probably went around this body trying to look at it and then just fell down. Of course.
Miss Hart, I have determined the sound that made you faint. It was likely the sound of Kay falling onto the storeroom floor.
Well, that might have been it. Well, though I reckon it'd be kind of pathetic to faint over something like that.
When Miss Jensen found the unconscious Kay, Miss Hart was also unconscious behind the statue. The situation is becoming clearer to me. Miss Jensen, please continue your story.
After I found Kay and the victim, I put them both in the trunk. If the customers at the auction found out, there would have been a huge commotion.
Was this an order from the conductor as well?
Yes, it was. But since I secretly decided to put the raincoat on Miss Crane, I had to dispose of the raincoat without the conductor noticing.
So the conductor didn't anticipate the raincoat becoming another piece of evidence.
And, finally, we dressed Miss Crane in a spare conductor's outfit.
I see. In doing so, you made the victim appear as if she was the conductor.
In the end, the auction ended without anyone noticing anything.
Miss Jensen, your crimes have become clear. If you know anything else, please hold nothing back.
Well, I want to help you more, but that's all I know. If I had to say, there's just one thing that bothers me. Well, when I took Miss Crane's place, I borrowed her clothes. But there was no way for me to borrow her hair. Ow! What kind of coroner's assistant goes around stealing a corpse's hair?
I would think that robbing the deceased of their clothes would be questionable enough.
Yeah, really. And both the color and the length of our hair is different, so I was worried about how to disguise it. However, the conductor even had a wig prepared for me. In fact, he had two. Inside the costume trunk, there was both a straight wig and a wavy one.
2 wigs? Why were there 2?
Well, who knows? Maybe it was a precaution in case the victim had changed her hairstyle. I ended up using the straight wig to match Miss Crane's hair.
So that means the wavy wig was left unused.
Karen's testimony on when she switched places with the victim, okay.
Wait a minute now, though. Is she gonna tell us who the conductor is? Probably not, because that would be way too easy, right? Whoever it is, she's probably afraid. Is that really all you know?
Yes. Yeah, that's really all I know.
So that means you don't know who the conductor is.
I'm sorry. I only knew that person as the auction conductor, but I never saw that person without a mask on.
Oh, I see. Oh, how convenient.
The conductor seemed to be on guard towards everybody.
At this rate? Edgeworth, is that all you've got?
Even if that little nurse is an accomplice, it changes absolutely nothing, you know? In the end, the true culprit is still Kay Faraday. All you did was add another criminal. The rule of law cannot be overturned, at least not for your sake.
What do you mean, though? We have evidence that she didn't do it.
Is this as far as I go? Am I unable to save Kay?
Francie! Oh, Francisca! I'm so glad to hear you.
Francisca, why are you here?
Didn't I tell you, Miles Edgeworth? Wherever there is a case, I will follow. Girl, I'm so happy to see you. Prosecutor Von Karma, your hard work is most appreciated.
God, we do appreciate this girl.
However, don't get the wrong idea. I only came here to find out the truth behind what happened to Kay Faraday. I don't plan on forgiving you for abandoning the prosecutor's path. She said the words. She said the words!
I understand. She secretly does love him.
You should thank your former subordinate. He gave me some valuable information which may save Kay Faraday.
Detective Gumshoe did?
Oh my god, Gumshoe and Francie, man, they're always coming through. Listen well, Miles Edgeworth, this will be the final piece of evidence. Jill Crane suffered the wound on her head first.
Girl? We knew that. Uh-oh. Oh, she gonna be mad.
She's gonna be mad when she figures out that we already know. Oh no. Uh-oh. Well, someone say something.
Well, I hate to say it, but we already proved that.
Girl, you were a little late. You should have come in earlier with it. It would have been amazing. Already proved?
Yes. Well, just a few minutes ago.
Miles got the whip. You should have told me sooner. You just got here. I still love you.
You're the one who barged in here and started talking.
Well, then, does that mean you found out what the murder weapon was already?
No, not yet.
Huh. Is that so? In that case, listen well. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt cylindrical object. The wound on her chest was suffered post-mortem.
A cylindrical murder weapon.
Objection.
Oh my god, I almost forgot that's what he sounded like. Blah, blah, blah. You know, this report of yours I trust is accurate, of course.
Oh, but sir, you do not want to start going against Francie. She does not give two fucks who you are. These were the results of 2 independent autopsies carried out by 2 respected doctors.
Objection.
You don't have to scream, she's right there.
That's reassuring, but too bad. You have no right to investigate the...
Interpol is after the black market auctions, and I'm the prosecutor in charge of that investigation. The victim participated in the auction. Therefore, it is only natural for me to investigate.
Whip him. Just fucking do it. I need that today.
Especially now that she's been murdered.
I see. Clever girl, little Von Karma.
Francie, whip him. God, I need to see that. Then it has been settled. The victim died from blunt force trauma to the head. The autopsy report has changed. Okay. Blunt force trauma to the head, chest wound was post-mortem. That changes almost everything. Unfortunately, the murder weapon has yet to be found.
Just knowing the shape of the murder weapon gives me an idea as to what it might be.
What it might be?
Hey, in my investigation we didn't find any other murder weapons, you know? If you consider the conductor's possessions and the crime scene, the answer should be clear.
I know it! I got it. Edgeworth, I got it. It's the gavel.
Make sure you pick the right one. I see what they did here.
Trying to, it's the auctioneer's gavel.
It was something the conductor had in their hand during the auction.
Yeah, surely that would do it. Oh my god, okay.
Namely an auction gavel.
An auction gavel? Well, we didn't find anything like that. If the culprit is the conductor, it is possible that the gavel may be the murder weapon. However, that alone is not reason enough, wouldn't you agree?
Of course. I have proof to back it up.
This piece of evidence proves that the murder weapon is the auction gavel.
Uh-oh, what's the evidence for that?
Think. We know that they had the gavel on them. Who told us? Lotta told us. Is that in her testimony? The black market auction was being held in the Grand Tower. The items up for auction were pieces of evidence. 11 people attended. The auction continued even after Jill Crane's murder. The sound of the gavel was not heard after. Okay, they're saying that it was there. Is that what we need to present? I don't think I did it right. According to Miss Hart's testimony, after the victim had been murdered, it seems she suddenly stopped hearing the sound of the gavel during the auction. However, she'd been able to hear it up until then. Why was that? It is right. Okay, she didn't hear it because they didn't have it anymore. Murdered someone with it and probably had to get rid of it. It was because it had been used as the murder weapon. It was covered in the victim's blood. It became necessary to dispose of it. Isn't that right? Blaze the best? It was you, wasn't it, creepy ass?
I'll have a search for the murder weapon performed immediately.
Well, good luck with that, you know.
What'd you do, shove it up your ass?
You gotta work as hard as you can while you're young, you see.
You shoved it up your ass, didn't you? He's completely confident that we won't find it. Listen, I'll go up. I will fucking search. Girl, give me that long handle of yours. We're gonna search.
Well then, while the search for the murder weapon continues, I hereby call for a brief recess.
Well, shit. Oh, Pug, I done it again. Well, finally. Okay, so, okay.
Oh my god. Oh.
Once we find that, we'll know.
I'm sure of it. So maybe the next episode is going to be the end of this actual episode 4. Oh gosh, guys, what's going to happen? I just don't know. We'll have to find out in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I'll see you soon. Goodness. Toodaloo, you guys.